Hello, this is Rich with Breathingwiththemarkets.com. Today is September 13th, 2025. I'm here with Will Robertson. Will, is that background? It's real, huh? That's not fake.
It's the Rocky Mountains. Yeah,
I see. Wow, I see you're out there touching grass too.
I thought this would be more fun to do the video than indoors. It's a nice day today.
Wow, I see you're grounded out there. So you're in the grass and the mountains and everything, man. That's beautiful out there. Dang. I love that weather. I love the clouds and stuff like that.
A little overcast today. It's nice.
Dang.
It's a little gloomy. I'm actually, I told you, I'm like a mile away from where that Charlie Kirk assassination happened. I'm in Orem, Utah. So it's a little gloomy. I think the whole city's still kind of feeling the energy of that event.
Oh, the whole world and other parts of the world too. I mean, listening to his wife last night was just heart-wrenching. Sad. She's that was probably one of the strongest statements I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I can't imagine what she's probably going through right now.
Yeah.
Vultures swooping in, wanting to take over, and she's trying to grieve, and it's just insane. Can't imagine what she's going through right now.
Yeah, rest in peace, Charlie. Wow. We've been in contact with each other. And how long ago did you start? A couple weeks ago?
It was like maybe 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay, 3 weeks ago. And before we start, I want to thank you for giving back to the community, because this is what this is about. Is each one of us can give back to the community and touch the lives of others and give them a different perspective on trading and what's out there, what's possible, and having the right education versus subjective and objective style trading, and getting your hopes up when you trade subjectively, or you may gamble and you don't know that you're actually gambling, right? And something that could be repeatable versus not repeatable. And in your own words, I mean, where are you at today? Where did you gave an interview on where you started, but after we've had our sessions together, and that doesn't mean that's the end, how far have you grown so far?
I feel like I've grown tremendously in a relatively short amount of time. So all of my trades now look pretty much the same, unless I get in. Sometimes there have been a few instances where I don't wait all the way until, like, you could say your model forms completely. And there has been a few times I've got in a little too early. But overall, almost every single trade is starting to look identical. Whereas before, my entry criteria was always, it varied. So there was less consistency, is what I'm trying to say. With what you've shown me, there's more objectivity to the trades. And I find myself being more patient, just sitting on my hands. Like, something you said to me, like, really helped me, where you gave an analogy of a bus station. And you're just saying, like, if the bus, takes off the station before you, like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's just going to be another bus eventually come by. Like, I find myself being less, like, rushed, feeling like I need to get in, like, into, every opportunity. And so it's been more consistent, more patient, and the outcomes have been more consistent. Like, almost every time, like, if I wait for everything to align, when I enter, it starts going into profit almost immediately. It's like what you've taught me. I'm speaking more abstract here. Like, we know the market goes through phases of contraction and expansion, and I feel like you've shown me how to know when you're in what phase and wait exactly right in that moment from contraction to the expansion and take advantage of, like, the entire expansive move. And so, like, the trades are way faster. Since we started, it was like 3 weeks ago, you convinced me that to try out Take Profit Trader. And so I purchased 5 accounts. Those are 50K accounts, and I decided I wanted to copy trade them. And it took me about 60 trades, and I was able to pass the combine, reach the 3,000 target. And I was surprised at how quickly I was able to do it. The first time I ever passed some combines before was with Top Step, and it took me about 5 months. I was switching from Forex to futures, and it took me about 5 months to go from opening up the Top Step accounts to then passing them. And then with you, I did it in like it was like 3 weeks. It was crazy. So the consistency in the outcomes is just, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Well, did it actually take you 3 weeks to pass, or did it take you?
So it actually took me about a little over a week. I did it in, there was one day where I had to wait because I pretty much hit the profit target by the 4th day, and I needed about $30 on one account and $5 on 4 of the other ones. And so once the next day, it logged, I took one trade for the $5 accounts and passed 4 like that, and then I waited for the setup to form again, and then I entered on the other account and I think I got like $60. I only needed 30 and passed that. So yeah, man, it took me 5 days of trading days to pass them.
And do you realize, and I'm sure you do, but in your own words, do you realize how long it takes other traders to actually pass, or the fear of missing out, or the anxiety that they're going through? Because did you stay the course? Did you follow exactly what I was teaching you in order to pass those?
Yes. I told you there was a few times where I jumped in a little too early, where let's say you've given me like 5 things to look for, and I'm being vague. There's several things to look for. There was a few times where maybe like 3 out of 4 of those like were lining up, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I made, like, in my mind, I convinced myself like I'm getting a better price if I go in right here, and quickly realized that was not the case. And, so I'm learning like as to hop in. So to answer your question, do I know how rare that is? Yeah, I think most people are either not passing or they're gambling. So they'll enter in. They can pass combines. Like if they're going like almost full porting the account, you only need to do it in a couple of trades and get lucky like 2 to 3 times. Like really, you can pass a combine in 2 days with like Top Step with their 50% consistency rule. With Take Profit, it would be a little harder because you would have to have. I suppose you could do it mostly in 1 day, and then you just need to like get a flip day. But yeah, most of these people are gambling. Like I did it in about 60 trades, so I was entering about 3 to 5 contracts each time. I found that on gold, the way it's been moving the past few weeks, like you can do a ton of damage with 5 contracts. So I kind of moved down to 3 just to deal with some of the volatility, feel more comfortable with it. And and then as I got closer to beating the challenge, I was doing like 1 to 2 contracts just to pass. So yeah, I mean, I felt so good about it because I knew that I was not gambling. I was seeing results by just following the system, and I knew that as long as I just kept following the system, it was a matter of time before I passed. And I was shocked at how quickly I did it in 5 trading days. And prior to that, I was trading. This was the 2nd week, so we did the 1st week, and then the 2nd week I was trading on some Top Step accounts, and then also some Forex trades, and was seeing success there as well. So I'm really excited. I have yet to receive a payout from Top Step, or now I've got these Take Profit trader accounts. So that's going to be my next, you could say, goal. I'm hoping that it's not even a hope. I know that as long as I stick to the system and just be patient, wait for the trades to play out, it won't be long now.
So how does that feel for you? Like seriously. So if you can just go back a little bit in time on your thought process, like how does that feel that if we were going to reach out to traders, them not knowing that they're gambling, them chasing the support, resistance, supply and demand, and hunch and intuition. When you wake up to trade, today or tomorrow or Monday versus 5 months ago, what kind of confidence do you have today? Like I heard you say, it's just a matter of time. Well, yeah. When traders don't know how to trade, they're wondering when this a matter of time is going to be, right?
Good point. Yeah, I would say confidence is increased tremendously because before, so I mean, I don't know how much in the last video I went to like my old style of trading, but for a long time I was doing support and resistance, and then I moved to sort of this like liquidity sweeps where I was really looking on like swing lows and on higher time frames and waiting for like big moves on the 15-minute time frame to like sweep those levels, and I would usually go in for like kind of a reversal, and I was seeing some success there, but like it was still hit or miss, and there wasn't a lot of confidence. Like I knew that when it would sweep some level, it didn't always play out like I thought it would. You wouldn't always get the reversal. Sometimes it would just keep dumping, and then I would hold on to my bias, like, no, it's gonna come back, and I had several weeks where trading where it didn't quite come back, and I took some big losses, which was frustrating. So I didn't have a lot of. I was seeing some success, but not like feeling super confident in my strategy, and
kind of like dark moments, right? Like,
yeah, it's frustrating because, like, dude, I got so damn close to getting a payout. Like, I'm telling you, within like a few days, like 1 or 2 days just of trading. And I took some bad trades, and then those trades lead to other bad trades, or like you stack in too much, just holding on to your bias. And now it undoes like all these weeks of like, effort. And it can be exhausting, like trading that way, where you're just, it's like a roller coaster, and you just like want off the roller coaster, find more consistency. I feel like with your strategy, I have finally like a true edge in the market, where like for lack of better terms, like I know you call it like just trading objectively, but what it's allowed me to have is like confidence, like to know that as long as I wait for all these things to align, there's a high statistical probability of this trade panning out, bearing that I'm not doing anything stupid like oversizing. And it's changed everything. Like, I feel confidence going into. I usually trade I love trading gold, and I usually do it during the London session, and then during New York session, depending on what London did, I'm either still trading gold, or I'll do MNQ, because I trade the micros, or MES, and during New York session, and I look forward to it. And yeah, man, I just feel really grateful that our paths have crossed, because I feel like I feel way less anxiety, like going into the trades and feeling like, is this gonna pan out or not, And it's this has been a crazy journey. It's been over 2 years, and I've seen mixed results. And in the past 3 weeks, I just feel like all of the things that I've learned are like finally coalescing into this like system that is working for me. So thank you for what you've taught me so far.
You're welcome. You're welcome, and thank you. And I'm honored to have you, and as part of the, our traders, family, trading family, and to see you grow. But could you imagine? And only a thought. Only imagine that if you just erase those past 2 years. And I tell traders all the time is that, just because you spent money on other courses and tried to gain experience from other traders, don't just we put that aside, because that's not what we do. But we can use that and say, okay, we know what not to do now. Okay, so let's change our thinking. Let's not go with the herd, and let's just focus on what I am explaining, because I am confident 110%, and I trade the hell out of the market. I am confident on those trades. I am confident in the direction, and the only reason I have that confidence level is because of the thousands and thousands of trades, and not my opinion. Right? So just imagine that, if we were talking 2 years from now, and you stayed the course.
Oh, dude!
Like
2 more years of mixed results.
No, not mixed results. 2 more years of what you're doing now, the growth.
I thought you were saying if I had not met you.
Oh, no. In other words,
yes, no, I know.
2 more years from here.
No,
I've been doing this a long time.
I totally get what you're saying. No, I think I could imagine both scenarios. So, like, now, doing what I do now, taking the system you've taught me, yeah, I mean, it's only been 3 weeks. I can't imagine like 3 months from now, 3 years from now, and just extrapolate into the future. I see it, like you mentioned, it's similar to a sport, any other sport. Like, you got to put in the reps, you mentioned Kobe Bryant, and a lot of people who have studied that guy know, like, he would wake up early morning and be one of the last to leave, and he's just always just working on his jump shot, and free throws, the basics over and over and over and over. And I can see that as I have the system, I just have to put in the repetitions, and it's crazy what the results I've seen in 3 weeks. And yeah, extrapolating in the future, I try to not get too ahead of myself. I can imagine what is how ways in which my life could change assuming I stay the course. But then I can imagine the other scenario had I never met you, like just spending more money into the market, trying to learn a skill. It's so exhausting. Trading is difficult, and putting money, like you talk about how frustrating it could be, because like these are traders, are people that often are trying to improve their circumstances, and their money could be going into other things, like the kids, or to buy groceries or whatever, and it's going to sketchy gurus and putting it into the market, taking trades they should never have even been in, and I've found myself in those positions before, and I feel so grateful because I feel I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. This has been a long 2-year journey, and I'm committed to trading the rest of my life. I told you, I'm a software engineer, and I've always loved coding since I was really young, and I would love to continue coding, but on my own projects. It's more fun to me when I'm doing it for the love of doing it rather than necessity. I have to code right now to feed my family and to just exist. I would love to for the second half of my career in life be mostly trading and coding on my own passion projects, and I see that path for me, and I'm really excited.
So that's not a hypothetical. I mean, coding's going to be there 110%. I mean, that's what you've done your whole life, basically. And the trading, the confidence that I hear in your voice, and the confidence that I see from you, and from what you have shown me. Let me show something real quick from you.
Oh, did you take screenshots or something?
Yeah, let's see. And hopefully it works. I'm having a problem with Zoom. So can you see that or no?
Yeah, that was the fourth day when I sent those to you.
Okay, and at the bottom, going through at the bottom, it says, your system works. The first time I ever passed a combine, it took me 5 months. After you, it took me 5 days. I could have done it faster, but Take Profit Trader Take Profit Trader forces you to wait 5 days.
Yes. By the fourth day, I had hit the target, basically. You could see right there, I only needed about $5 on that the leader account. And then on the other ones, or actually on 4 of them. And on that second one, there was about $30.
So I want to get into that copy trading, because I want individuals, traders, I want them to understand, copy trading is one thing, but you normally, if someone's going to gamble and stuff, they like to copy trade and things of that nature, but you've really taken the bull by the horns and you've shaken it. You added those up. You had 5 accounts and you copy trades, which tells me, and correct me if I'm wrong, about if you thought it was support and resistance, I'm not so sure you would have been copy trading 5 accounts at a time.
No, not at all.
So tell me your thought process as to, you obviously, I can't tell you or where you're at in your trading. You're going to gain that skill level, and as that skill level grows, you're going to understand your limits.
Sure. So I know that people have mixed results on copy trading. You've told me about how you don't like to do this. A lot of these prop firms can't always be trusted. Sometimes they'll fill you in at different levels or not at all, or they've got issues with their systems, and so it's hard to trust that they're going to reliably sync your price across all those levels, and you'll see consistency. Plus, it's also you're increasing your risk. You got to imagine every account you have to pay a certain amount of money. With Take Profit for $50,000 account, I remember it being more expensive than Top Step. Top Step's $50 or something. I think Take Profit was 110 or something like that. 110
or 102. But remember, it's the all-inclusive though, right?
Yes, and then you still have to pay for the activation, which I did. So you're looking at
hold on a second. Activation on what?
That move from your evaluation phase to your pro account.
On who?
On both Take Profit and Top Step.
No, Take Profit Trader. I hope. Did you use the no fee 40?
Maybe.
Okay, so if
I paid.
Okay, but what I'm saying is
maybe I didn't use the code because
well, let's back up. Okay, so if you didn't use the code, it would be approximately $170 each.
That sounds right. No, just for the evaluation, because I think it was cheaper than that.
Okay, so go back and check your records, because this is what's great about Take Profit Trader. Okay, if you made an accident, and please, after the video, go back and look. Okay. If you made an accident and you didn't put the no fee 40 in there by accident, next time they're open Monday, text them or try to contact them and let them know and show your bank account that, hey, you were charged full price. Okay, and they will work with you. Because what I'm hearing from you is the assumption that you have to pay for your activation on your pro account, and that's not accurate at this time with Take Profit Trader. So it's one and done. So if you purchase 5 accounts and you pass them, they will roll into the pro account without any additional fees.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
And remember that when you go ahead and activate your pro account, when you click on activation, that you scroll down to the bottom and use your credits, because it'll say pay for your pro account up top, scroll down to the bottom where it says use your credits.
Oh my goodness. See, I'm new to Take Profit, so I didn't know these things. I think I definitely erred, and I'll contact them. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you did you go to Pro Account yet first?
I did. I already did.
Okay, so I wouldn't worry about it. Reach out to them Monday.
Makes me feel like I have credits then for passing.
So when you pass a Take Profit Trader account and it goes through the system and they verify that you did and you didn't break the rules such as trading the news. Yeah. And then when you pay, everyone makes this mistake. I made the same mistake. So it's once again, it's tuition, right?
Yeah, tuition, constant tuition.
Constant tuition. So when you go to a platform, I explain this to the traders and mentees is I'm testing the platform out now because I am really going to be honed in on Take Profit Traders, just the way I trade. I test everything out. I test my limits on platform, on Rhythmic, on their system. I test it, and I'm going to lose during that phase. I'm going to press it to the limit to see where my limits are. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to back off, and then I'm going to trade. So
perfect sense.
So the same thing is I've done the same thing. So if you had to pay twice, reach out to them. I'm not.
I will. I definitely paid twice, so okay. I'll contact them. Thanks for letting me know. I bought the 5 accounts and decided to trade them. I set them up under the Tradovate, and I use this software called Trader or Trade Copier, I believe it was.
Yeah.
It is called Trade Syncer.
Yeah.
So I set up an account there, set up the 5 accounts, and I decided I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to trade the system, and I felt confident doing that. I knew I was risking at most a little over $500 for the 5 accounts, and I felt like in the back of my head, I was like, if I take some losses, maybe I might consider then like unsyncing them and trading them individually to give me more opportunities, you could say. It never had to happen. Each day I just kept moving closer towards the profit target, and like I said, by 4th day I almost passed them. The 5th day I did.
Mm-hmm. Well, after the interview, we'll talk a little bit about some other platforms and stuff, and as to why I use them. So remind me after the interview.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk about some other platforms and why I use them and why I don't use some other things. But yeah, so getting back to so you passed the 5 Take Profit Trader accounts, and now you're going into the Pro accounts. With your trading experience, is there anything else that you can relate to the public or the trading community that maybe some pointers to them? Or I always say a fear of missing out or anxiety comes from a lack of knowledge in the market. And if you don't trade objectively in the market, then you're going to have anxiety, fear of missing out, a hunch, intuition, going to second guess your trading.
I would say maybe the best thing I could say is like slow down. I know that this is really, really hard, but like I started 2 years ago, and I wanted to be a successful, like consistently profitable trader. And I thought things like, taking more trades was me like putting in more reps, and I was taking just a lot of trades and this desire of like wanting the end result quickly. I think it's hard. So much of the world is set up for instant gratification, and you can get really hypnotized into the charts, and it looks like it should be so easy. You see people that are taking trades and making like your entire salary in one trade, or 1 day or 1 week. And it's mind-boggling because they make it look so effortless. And I know a lot of that is now make believe. A lot of them are showing fake results, or they're on demo accounts and they're only showing you the highlights. But you can get like sucked into just the dream of trading, and then you can and then the desire to want to speed it up and like hurry the process is alluring. And it takes no effort to hit the buy button or sell button, and wanting to go fast, we want to oversize and just like get to big payouts quickly, and to just try so hard to slow down. I wish I had been more patient in these 2 years, but right now I'm just in a better mindset, because especially with the system you've given me, like I know I don't have to rush anything. Like I'm just show up each trading session, wait for the thing to form, take the trade. You always say the money will come, and I know that's true. So don't go too fast. If you do, you may run out of all your money, and before it actually starts clicking. and you don't want to do that. Take the time, and learn from somebody who actually has been doing it for a long time and has experience that they could actually show you an objective system. Because without it, like, it's, one of the worst things that can happen is you have no system, and then you actually get lucky a few times, and then you think like, I figured this out, and then get way too overconfident. I've experienced all kinds of things in the market. I feel really grateful now having like a mentor in my corner. So that would be my message. Trading is extremely hard. It can be extremely costly. Be patient, and ideally learn from somebody that actually has been doing it consistently for years.
Now let's talk about someone doing it consistently for years. Okay, so let's talk about objective trading versus hypothetical hunch, intuition. You're just going to get it. I've been doing it for 15 years. I've been doing it for 20 years. You've only been doing it for 2 years. You got a long way to go.
Yeah, no.
I don't believe in intuition and hunch, and I'm very vocal about that. It's not okay. You're putting your family's money at risk. It's not about the money, it's about the skill. It doesn't take 20 years to learn a skill. It doesn't take 2 years to learn a skill. How long does it take to learn the skill? You need the appropriate education, somebody that can actually teach you a skill that's objective, that's you can go back and verify.
Yeah.
So when we talk about how somebody's been in the market for, let's say 7 years or 5 years. I've been in the market 5 years. You see it all the time. I've been in the market for 5 years. Give me 10 minutes and I will tell you what I've learned in 5 years and 10 minutes, and your trading will change for a lifetime. Could I explain my objective system to you in 10 minutes? I mean, that's what I'm trying to get out and reach out to these traders.
So we went through 2 sessions. I would say the total time was roughly 10 hours. We may have gone over because we were chatting, but I think the most of the time spent with explaining the system was like in a lot less time even than that. That said, you've been doing a lot of follow-up, just checking in every day. I really appreciate seeing like the just the quotes and the things that you leave. I really like that. But yeah, I mean, you were able to condense years of experience and share it in what I would consider a relatively short amount of time. But that's because you actually knew what information was relevant to share. I think a lot of people, if you even had to ask them like why you entered into that trade or explain their trading system, it might be difficult because their rules vary, their kind of system and rules vary, or they don't really have clear entry criteria. They are just kind of doing it like you said on a hunch, and so they can't really explain why they're into a trade. You were able to tell me exactly like when to enter and why to enter, and we were able to look at a lot of examples, so it was like obvious, like this is a trade you would never enter and this is why. Or I now know I can look at a chart and know insanely rapidly like if this is a good time to enter or not. Sometimes there's been actually a few trades where I would open up the charts and like instantly see the opportunity and enter almost immediately, and like I don't even hesitate because like all the indicators are just, when I say indicators, like all the entry criteria, everything's just lining up perfectly and saying like take this trade, and where I wasn't that way before. I would like look on a higher time frame, look at like, I'm sitting there just like second guessing myself, like is this a good trade or not? Like I can literally just look at a chart and be like, holy crap, like
it's like grab an account, like, oh my god, what am I doing? And you have to wait for it to load up and the platform to load up, and then crap, I don't have one, I better buy one. It's like and it's still there. So you wait for a pullback and another entry criteria that I teach. And
yeah, so I do want to mention that a little bit. Like I was for a long time doing swing trading, and the longest trade I ever held was 2 months, and it was USD CHF, and I would never do that again. Like all of the Swiss pairs just move so slow, and I was in that trade for 2 months, and I got to the point where my average trade lasted about 6 hours. So I'm more of like an intraday kind of day trader. But you've got me to where I'm full on scalping. Like my trades now are sometimes seconds, sometimes a few minutes. And I will enter in, I'll wait for price to push maybe like a few candles. Sometimes it's one candle if it moves like really aggressively. Sometimes they do. So I'll get in just like really quickly, get out, and like you said, I'll wait for like a pullback. I'll wait for things to line up again, and then go again. And like I said, in those 5 trading days, I had about 60 trades, and that was like really quick trades, in and out, scalping. And I've loved it, actually. Like, I'm more of a I grew up playing, like, coding and around computers, and I was a big time video game player. And I would say that, like, being on the 1 minute time frame and scalping, just in some ways, it kind of feels like more like a game. I appreciate the immediate feedback the market's giving me. It's like it's whereas with swing trading, it just
the confirmation, right?
It's forever. This, it's like I know if I got it right or not, like almost instantly. And sometimes I have been able to discern, like, if the price pulls back a little bit, but like pretty much all the indicators and things are still kind of lining up, I will either be patient and wait, or sometimes I will add into a position, because I feel like, no, I think like this all is still
not I feel or I think. You have to objectively see it.
I see all this stuff still lined up, like everything still looks good. And but on the flip side, like, you've not, because of what you've shown me, like, when things, if I'm looking at a dash, when things start dropping off, then like the rules don't align, and I have to tell myself, if price was at this point, would I have entered in this point? And if the answer is no, then I look at it as like, I need to just get out and then wait for it to set up again. And it's not to say I've had a 100% hit rate. I have taken some losses, but I feel like I'm way more quick now to know when it's moved against me. And like, I keep telling this, saying this, I think what you've given me more than anything is the ability to know when I'm like swimming in the right direction, when I'm on the right side of the market or not. And I can know, not just because I'm seeing it, but I can know when it's moved against me and I'm now swimming upstream. And in the past, I would hold on to those a lot more, where now I'm like, no, just get out, because maybe they're like, I'll give you an example. On gold this past week, there was I believe it was on Monday, price broke down, and so I took a short, and it went down quite a while, but then it was working out, but then all the things, it started flipping, and it started looking like it was going to switch over and go bullish. So I took one of the trades I was in, because I was scalping down, and then I was in this trade, and then I was like, nah, I'm just going to bail. I took a loss. I waited for things to like line up, and then I went and took some longs, and those went really well, where in the past I would have still been really stuck to my short bias, where I didn't care whether it was like, for a while I was like, oh, we're going down, sweet. And then when it started going up, I was like, all right, now we're going up. Like I know with more degree of confidence now, like, which side of the market is currently on and what types of trades I should be looking to participate in. And that's been a complete game changer for me.
Nice. So you're getting the rides both north and south, which is nice. And over a period of time, when you take 60 trades on those accounts for the week, and some of them are flip trades, but like you said, it's all about leverage. So whether you take 50 trades and you leverage 5 minis, or you take 50 trades and you leverage 5 micros, it's about the skill. It's not about how much money you make, because if you have the skill and you have the skill set and it's consistent, take someone else's account, and if they're using 50 lots, put 50 on there. How much would you have made? You see? Because it's the skill. It's not, somebody can YOLO, somebody can gamble and say, I made $100,000 this week, or I made $200,000 this week. And all they did was they may have moved like 10 points on a gamble, on a wick, and then thrown their hands up, and then they want you to see, I made $200,000. Therefore, I know how to trade. Come on over. I'll teach you how to gamble.
Yeah, but like, exactly, they're gambling, and they may hit some wins, but like, they're going to blow so many counts. And it's just like, they're putting money into the slot machine, and sometimes it hits, but a lot of times it doesn't. And that's just no way to trade. It doesn't work. It's not sustainable long term. No, it's not. And if you don't quit while you're ahead, then you're probably going to lose more than you wanted to. Well, thank you, man. Great info, and thank you for reaching out to the community and talking about your progress. You're welcome. Maybe we check in a little bit later after I've been trading on these pro accounts.
Yeah. No, once you get a payout, or once you pass pro accounts, it never stops. Okay. So, it's nice to get a first payout and a second payout or a third payout. And now you just have to keep repeating that. So it never ends. So in other words, your skill level is going to continue to grow. and grow and grow. And I'm at a point where it doesn't matter to me, you know, whether I have 1 or 2 or 3 payouts, or I know that if I turn on the computer, I'm going to see the market instantly. I'm going to know if I'm able to get in on that pullback or whatever it may be. I'm going to size in with whatever I have, whatever account it is, and I'm going to have an extremely high hit rate. When you talked about some losses right before we wrap up, you talked about a loss, and what I ask is the traders to send me, you know, if they do lose, and 99.9, I haven't had anyone yet that I can recall that sent me something, and hopefully they correct me if I'm wrong, but have never sent me anything that i.e. they didn't get in too early, or they way over leveraged and they couldn't handle a simple pullback. Does that make sense?
Totally. I think mine is I either enter in too early or I hold it for too long. And then the move does play out, but like I'm being a little greedy and I'm thinking that it's going to keep going further, and then I hold it too long and it starts to then bounce. You know, I've done that a few times. So I've had to like kind of let it go. Like if it runs, it runs, but just look for like quicker scalps, more trades with more frequency.
Yeah.
Rather than just hold and try and wait for like, you know, catch like a 200-300 tick move. You know, you see moves where you could get like 40 to 100 ticks like pretty easily, quickly, like many times.
Yeah. So my advice is, what I do is, if you just took a ruler. So if you took a ruler and it was 12 inches, right? Or price action, 100 points. And every inch on that ruler, you were taking a scalp, waiting for a pullback, taking that scalp, waiting for a pullback, taking that scalp, right? On a 12-inch ruler, I might get 24 inches out of that 12-inch ruler.
Yep.
Because of the pullbacks. Now you see, when you can do that quickly and you understand where you're at in the market, you keep doing that, and then you start to mess around with your leverage. And I'm not talking about, so people don't have this, we're not doing 2 ticks, 3 ticks, I don't set TPs, or I flow with the market. I mean, I take what the market's going to give me at that point in time. I understand the pullbacks, I get out, I hit the pullbacks, comes down deeper, I hit the pullbacks again, I get the ride again, I'm out, I'm reset, because I know where I'm at in the market. I know we're pushing up, not because it's pushing up. I understand why it's pushing up. So when we understand why it's pushing up, in my honest opinion, is not to ride it out, ride it, pull back, get in, ride it, pull back, get in, but we have an objective reason to get in. Not, I just buy the dips. It's not simple. It's not something that's generic. I mean, we know where we're at in the market. We get that little, that psh in the bottle, that push up or down.
I will say, there's been times when price moves into profit and I've added to the position, and then it actually makes the trade worse, because then it starts pulling back, because I'm used to doing that from when I would trade.
It's Forex stuff. It's all of this other stuff.
Yes.
It's adding, you don't add to something that you're in profit. You should be taking profit.
Yeah, I've learned that. When you're going for quicker moves, like we're talking like 20, 30 ticks, if you add to it, it could end up like making that a break even or a loss. And so I try and just size in what I'm going to do, ride it for around, I've been doing like 20 to 100 ticks range, somewhere in there, and then looking to re-enter. And it's nice. It works. It's been working for me. But
are you looking at your P&L, or are you looking at ticks? Because how?
I do. Sometimes I switch back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Also ticks, where like it's literally just showing me how many ticks it's moved.
Okay.
And then sometimes I'll switch it, and so I see the P&L. I have different reactions like when I see the two. So I feel like with P&L, I trade with like 3 to 5 contracts. So if it goes up, anywhere $50 or above that, I'm looking to likely to close. And so, it's
all you do in the future, you just increase your size as your skill grows. So your leverage and skill will grow together. So it's not about the money. You have to crawl before you walk, and you have to be able to get the skill. Anyone can press a button. Anybody can press a button and go, woo, man, I had the trade of my life, But if you have the skill and you can repeat it over and over again, once you start to grow and get that skill, now all of a sudden you leverage a little more, then a little more, then a little more. And then now your confidence is up, and you're making the same trades. All it is, okay, how much do I have? Okay, I have 50 micros, or I have 5 minis. And you put them on there. And that's when your confidence is up that, okay, I trade 5 minis. The other day, I showed you guys on a photo that I had 50 micros in there, and all of a sudden it hits where I want to get out, and only 3 fill, and price comes back down. And then price goes back up, goes through this TP line, because I have 5 micros, right? Goes through the TP line, 3 more fill. So now out of 2 times that it went completely through my line, only 6 micros filled, and I'm still at 44 micros in the market. I waited it out, okay, but still, yeah, that's what I did. What do you do? So that's the system. So if you lose a trade like that, it's not because you're gambling. I understood where I'm at in the market, and these things can happen where you might not get filled. It may take you a couple times to get filled, you know. But the system's not for us, it's against us. Therefore, we need a better skill, and we need to leverage accordingly, according to our skill, not what we want.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so as your skill grows, add another micro on there.
Yeah, I can't.
But prove to yourself.
Hard to imagine that, as I have traded with like 15, 20 contracts, and during New York, London session, when those candles, like you call them flashbang candles, like when some of those hit, you're like, dude, price could, at least with those types of numbers, like, you know, $1,500, $2,000, like in seconds, you know, it's crazy.
Against you if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, that's where it becomes challenging, right? When trading when you try to live outside of your comfort zone, that's what trading is. You have to live outside of your comfort zone. I'm not talking about gambling, because gambling is not comfort. Gambling is just, it's like a quick dopamine, and it's over. You've lost all your money, now what? But if you keep living outside of your comfort zone and pushing it a little further, you're going to see, okay, now I need to be a little bit more precise here. Now I need to be more precise. Now, okay, I can get it, and I'm getting the pullbacks. I'm not getting out. I still have money in the account, and now it flushes to the downside. Or, you know, it fills a TP, or we fill the profit and we take the profit. Doesn't mean the next trade we go up in size. No, you stick to that same size. And as you stick to the same size and grow with your skill, you keep adding. And then you're at, you know, 5 minis, 10 minis, 15 minis with the same trades. Same trades.
Yeah, I know I just got to continue to build that confidence. Having moved from like now the valuation to the pro phase, like I can feel a little bit difference inside me, because I know I've invested now more money. It's not just because I told you I didn't use that code, so I paid for the.
Well, you'll get it back. Just go and.
I'll look it up. But
I did an accident.
In my mind, I was like, okay, well now I'm invested more money, and you got to hit like a 2K buffer before then you can start taking payouts on top of that. So I'm like looking at it like, well, I did the 3K with the eval. I just got to do another 2K. But the trades feel more higher stakes because I had invested more, and like I see more like I'm so close, you know. I just got to focus on, you know, a trade at a time.
Very good. Well, thank you, Will. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you giving us an update, and I wish you well this next week. And if the setup's not there, don't take it. Don't rush it. I mean, it can take you a month. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. And have a great day.
Thanks, Rich. Take care.
Peace.